It's time for another fine edition of Ron and Jen's Great Escape, our attempt to put a little bit of a positive spin in this wild and wacky world around us. So, hi Jen, how are you?
Well, I'm great. How are you? What a beautiful day today.
You know, as we tape
It's
this,
not raining.
as we record this,
What?
because it posts at a different time a little bit later, finally a gorgeous summer day.
I'll
Finally.
say.
I
The
was
best
like,
one yet.
I was like growing mushrooms off myself. So much rain.
Well, not that anybody is an avid gardener out there, but I will say that the lilac bush, this huge lilac bush that's right outside my house, it has all kinds of mold on it, and it didn't bloom properly this year.
It's too wet.
Yeah, it started to die off as soon as it started to look beautiful, and now it's covered with this white mold. And I don't
It's
know
too
if
bad.
somebody wants to send an email and tell me, is that thing going to just die? Oh, Jen Brien at rocketmail.com. Will it die forever? Is that it? I mean, is it in the process of death right now?
I
Because
don't know.
I can't stand it. It's so gorgeous.
I do not have a green
Not
thumb.
now.
Patty's got a decent enough green thumb. You see those hydrangeas out in front of our house?
Patty does
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah, Patty does an awesome. Patty does all that.
Well, nature does most of it.
Well, you don't have people come and work on the property.
Well, not that.
Oh, well,
You
he
know,
says.
People
well,
come. People come and
not-
cut. They come and cut the lawn.
Yeah,
Well,
wow. 'Cause,
that kind
I
of
mean, it's
stuff.
gorgeous here. It's like Shangri-La.
Well,
Why do you think I want what is it? A casita
casita.
in the backyard.
That's a little.
Build me a casita.
That's a little living space out in the backyard, if you will.
Tiny home.
Governor McKee, whom you like to call what?
Baby New Year.
He has a magnificent head of hair,
Yes, indeed.
and he expects no new COVID restrictions.
Wow.
Now,
Oh, great.
I don't know if the man has crystal balls, but he expects no new COVID restrictions. So
Crystal ball.
let's see where we stand right
Did you
now.
say crystal balls?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Test positivity, which in Rhody has been under 1% for most of the last few weeks, has climbed
that's
up to
good.
1.6. However, but with that increase, the number of people in hospitals has stayed level. So as of, let's say, Rhode Island remained basically flat, about 20 people. So
Well,
that's something to keep an eye on.
But see, I think what's going on, and I can say this because I'm the down low, I've got some friends who are not feeling well. And the thing is, I wasn't feeling so good for, 7 to 10 days. But these people are now saying, that there's fever in their homes and they're coughing and they're just listless and no appetite. And I thought, but they won't come out and say it to, well, I am, but I'm not mentioning your name in public because they're afraid.
Scared.
I don't know what people are afraid of, but they're afraid to admit they don't feel well.
I mean, what do they think?
I
They think they're going to get the scarlet letter or something from people?
don't. Well, these people aren't vaccinated,
Well, that's...
so they're seriously they're living in fear.
Mhm.
I don't know if other people feel that way, but
I'm sure a lot of people have those feelings.
Yeah?
But right now,
yeah.
as masks return, a mandated mask in Los Angeles, some restaurants are closing there.
Yeah, how do
but,
you feel about all this?
But see, Rhode Island's hit the 70% mark
We have.
of people who have been vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what's keeping this whole thing, low at 1%, 1.6%. But it's something to keep a close eye on because of the variants.
Yeah,
So
but
play it safe. Be smart.
yeah, I mean, are you worried about all of this? Somebody said to me the other day, a neighbor, I was walking out the window, not the guy with the mannequin. Somebody else yelled, "Yeah, you should mention on your podcast, everybody's waiting for another full shutdown." Okay, so I'm mentioning it.
All right, we just mentioned it
Do
there.
you
Are you
think
happy?
that they actually yelled out the window? Do you think that would be something that could happen?
Absolutely.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, see, I think people will go nuts if they do that. They won't allow it. I mean, there will be thousands of people on the State House. Don't shut down our state again. What do
Yeah,
you?
that is true. I mean, you
Okay.
asked me if it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Yes, it's a
Okay.
possibility.
Well,
In East Providence, one man's ceiling is another man's floor. This decision might make people happy. The
Okay.
council there has okayed the Metacomet Country Club development. Now, the city council approved new land use rules for the 140-acre course that's off Veterans Memorial Parkway. And, there's been a
Yes.
big pushback on that
Sure.
from people in the surrounding residences. And I can understand that, too. It's a beautiful, beautiful green area. But it looks as though the way they're going to rezone this stuff, Jen, might keep everybody happy. Might.
well, I think so. And every time I come here and when I have to get on 95, that's the way that I go. So I've been seeing these people out there with their signs. They are so dedicated to this cause.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a blizzard, there'll be 2 people out there. Keep Metacomet green. There'll be torrential rain. A poor little old guy with his sign and his slicker. Keep Metacomet green. And I always toot and support them. I do think you're right. I think that listen, if you're trustworthy, they've got all of that land. They're not going to build a hotel on it, which I think is great. It is a beautiful part of that. There's the bike path right there, and then there's a little area where people go and have picnics and do all kinds of stuff. So they're just going to shrink the size of it.
Shrinky dinks.
They're just going to shrink it. So hopefully they don't take advantage of that and give them one little, the size of a penny. Hopefully everybody is happy in the end.
Here's the deal.
I hope so.
Golf will continue. It's going to be condensed, though. 48 acres, 9-hole format on the southern end of the property. So it's going to remain green, at least 48 acres of the 140 acres off of Veterans Parkway.
If they're not going to build that hotel, which is why they wanted it rezoned to begin with, why are they shrinking the amount of space that the golf course can have? What are they going to do with the rest that they're rezoning?
Condominiums, probably, or maybe a strip mall. I don't know.
A strip mall?
Well, I don't know.
Oh my God! If they ever put a Walmart there, people will go ballistic.
Yeah, they probably will.
Wow.
Well, as pressure rises, Rhode Island school superintendents are departing, apparently. And one we want to make note of is this guy, Jonathan Bryce, the superintendent of the Bristol Warren schools. Obviously, Hazel seems a little upset about this.
Potential.
I got to tell you, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? The school committee there in Bristol and in Warren.
What now, Ron?
Well, the superintendent of the Bristol Warren Regional School District says the first day of school will not be on the first day of Rosh Hashanah.
Oh.
And that was despite serious pushback by the school committee. I mean, does anybody give a crap about bad optics anymore?
I don't think so.
What a stupid thing, though. What a stupid thing. And it's only for one. It's just this year, this upcoming school year. It's not like they want to change. How crazy is that?
Okay, wait.
Bryce makes the decision, then he says, "See ya."
Was it an egregious error, or do you think that he was making a statement?
He is separate from the school committee. The school committee's unwillingness to change the date. He stepped in and said, "Whoa, what are you thinking? Can you hear the controversy and the negative pushback from people in the Jewish community in Bristol Warren?"
Well, yes.
Let me put a piece of icing. Let me put a piece of icing on top of this cake. Yeah. All right, Bristol. They see fit to move the freaking parade from a Sunday to a Monday so people can go to church. But it's okay to start the school year on Rosh Hashanah.
All right, I should have flipped that. What I meant was, regardless of whoever's making the decisions, do you think that it was a statement rather than an accident? Potential? Or do you think, and if it's not a statement, how do you miss that? How is that such a, as I said, an oversight?
I don't think it's an oversight. I think how could it be an oversight when you're looking at
that's what I'm leading to.
If you're looking at the calendar, Rosh Hashanah, hello, McFly,
I know. Yes.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
I'm with
you know what that is? Tone deaf.
Well, I think
Period.
I think it's more than that.
Disrespectful.
I think yes, clearly.
Horrible.
Yeah, well, people, Ron, you know what? Are you surprised? And then people are blaming everything on the pandemic. Oh, well, we've got to get back to this. We've got to raise the prices here. We've got to make adjustments because of the pandemic. I know. Listen, I agree with you. I think it's disgusting.
All right, so that's where that's at. And then Bryce just, okay, I'm done with it. I don't blame him. Because apparently most of his family lives in Maryland, and he's been going back and forth for the past couple of years as superintendent to see his family. It sucks, believe me. Take it from somebody who did the Amtrak relationship for a full year when I was working in New York.
Yeah, but you're still together. How many years of marriage? Blissful.
We married in 1982, so 39 years of marriage.
That's awesome.
First 38 were tough.
30, yeah, I'm sure. That's what my grandfather used to say about Nana.
Right. Let us move on now.
Let us move on.
And we wish Mr. Bryce good luck. You made the right decision stepping in and doing that.
All right, what else you got?
The ACLU is calling for the city of Cranston to end its mandate on traffic stops. You know how we always joke and we always say, they got a quota to fill. Every police department has a quota to fill. They got to write so many tickets by the end of the month. I guess it's true.
Of course it's true.
Seems true.
I mean, they wouldn't say, oh, well, it's not that, yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. Why do you think here's what you hear after the 20th of the month. It's the end of the month. Well, at least if you're hanging out with me, be careful out there. They're waiting to stop you. They got to meet that quota. For real.
I guess it is for real. But the
For real.
American Civil Liberties Union...
They got to justify their departments.
That's true. They're calling on Cranston Mayor Ken Hopkins to end a policy that requires police officers in Cranston stop a minimum of 2 cars during their patrol shifts. I mean, so what if nobody's doing? What if people?
What if everyone's behaving?
Everybody's behaving. You're gonna pick somebody who's showing bad behavior.
Yeah, because now you're profiling.
All right.
Is that okay anymore? Can they even do that?
No, of course not.
I don't know. I didn't say racial profiling. I just said profiling in general.
Cops didn't see it. I didn't
do it. That's
All
right.
Move on to
That's
one of my
hilarious.
favorite topics.
Yeah.
4 great white sharks have been detected off Block Island this summer.
He does this on purpose.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4.
What are they looking for?
That would keep Quint very, very busy, wouldn't
Yes.
it? 4.
I would think so.
Our shark. Cage goes in the water.
Yep.
Our shark's in the water. Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Would you ever swim with sharks? Would you ever? You know how they do that? They go in those cages and then they lower them. I mean, you're
No.
literally bait.
No.
Do you know? Well, I would never do that, but
No.
I have a virtual reality PlayStation 4 game, and that's what it does. And you can see in back of you. So while you're turning around, you can see all the ocean shark, and it's the scariest freaking thing. You're in this cage,
No.
and then all of a sudden, it's virtual reality. The shark comes, and you literally freak out. I peed myself the first time I did it. That's true. I did.
You did, huh?
I sure did.
Okay.
I have no shame. I peed.
All right. And you got a shark story coming up in Jen's
When you get
news.
old, you pee when you do jumping jacks too. That's a thing.
That is true, by
It
the
is
way.
true. That is true.
Oh.
Yes?
Here's one for you, and I think
Yeah.
he's a strong candidate for Brouillon of the Week. Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
He gets slammed on, he got backlashed and slammed on being tone deaf.
What did he do?
Social media. Are you kidding? You know what he
Which
did.
part?
You know what he did.
Well, which part?
You're just asking me what he did.
Well,
so
sort
you
of.
can
I mean,
set me up.
for dramatic effect.
Well, after that,
Which part, Ron?
after that rocket, that phallic symbol, that rocket that shot up into space, he looked like Dr. Evil.
Hold on.
From,
He did.
Didn't it?
He did. Did he?
He looks
even-
like Dr. Evil, and the ship looked like Dr.
Ron,
Evil.
did he even go to space? Did he?
Here's the thing.
I mean, what was that for? Why?
For? What do you think it's for?
I don't
It's
know.
Eventually for money, like everything connected to Jeff
People-
Bezos is. But let me tell you why he got a lot of backlash.
Okay.
Because after he came down successfully, his comments included he thanked, quote, every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer. You guys all paid for this. Thank you very much.
Well,
Jeff
that's
Bezos.
great. I'm so glad that my what is it there? My
Your
vacuum.
Prime. Yeah, your vacuum.
Yeah, my vacuum and my Prime, my Orec. I'm glad that it. But see, what I'm trying, and I mean this. This is not one of those for dramatic effect. What did he accomplish by doing this? Because I don't even. How long was this flight? This flight was 10 minutes.
11 minutes, I think.
So I mean, but they didn't even go to. They didn't even.
Yes, they broke it. If they were weightless and the whole bit. That's it. So did they go into outer space?
Right.
Technically, yes. As did Branson.
Well-
As did Branson. Now, why isn't Branson getting the kind of incredible negative feedback for doing just basically the same thing? Because he didn't say anything incredibly stupid, like Jeff Bezos said. Now,
Well, Bezos is that guy you want to hate. He's the richest. He's the second richest guy in the world.
165,000
yeah,
people.
I mean, you just naturally want to hate him. Oh no, dislike him. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Pardon me.
165,000 people logged on to some social media posts saying they hope that he didn't come back.
Yeah, they want him to die up there.
Well, it's terrible.
It is. For what? Because he's rich? I mean, he built Amazon from nothing. I mean, that's the beauty of the Americas, that we
Exactly.
live in.
And it's a private operation. He can spend his money as he sees fit, but I mean, you don't make stupid statements like that, especially when he's a union. He's not a union buster because he doesn't let unions. He won't let his employees form a union. He's not a cool guy. He's not a likable guy. Whereas Branson sort of is likable, but not Bezos.
No, but he's got good calves. If you've ever seen his body, no, I will tell you one thing about this guy. If you ever see his body, he's actually, you know how some guys lift and they're super huge from the waist up and they have these tiny little calves? No, Bezos is like all the way. Well, I mean, that's what you have when you have a personal trainer. But
Is that his
I'm
top
teasing.
quality?
Yes, his calves.
Yes.
But I thought it was true. I didn't know that this was a joke, but I thought he had said to the people, well, I'd like to thank everybody, all of you that have been peeing in bottles, because that's something that was going around Facebook. And when I saw that, because that's what people do, they're working they're logging so many hours. You only get a half hour for lunch, and you've got to pee and do it. You don't get breaks in between at Amazon like that.
I think somebody just took the liberty.
Yeah, I
of
thought that
saying
was true for about 5 seconds, and I thought, oh, this guy is it's over now.
That was just
But he's
somebody's.
got good calves.
That was somebody's spin on him saying, "You guys all paid for this."
So is he doing this? Let me just one last thing. So that we can potentially pay to go to the
Yeah,
moon?
of course. That's why Branson's doing it too. Not to the moon, just to outer space.
Oh, well, I want to go
And there's
somewhere.
another thing. I would
Why
never
do
do
you
that.
want to just...
Here's another thing. They call these people astronauts because they were up, weightlessness for like 3 minutes.
Well, yeah,
Astronauts?
Because everybody wants a label. Well, now, I mean,
If I was a NASA astronaut, I would be so pissed off that Jeff Bezos is considered an astronaut, as are all of the brillions who were on the flight.
Yeah.
They're all considered astronauts.
Well, but remember, we mentioned that lady, Wally, a couple weeks ago. I talked about her. She was 82
Sure.
years old. She went to space.
Yes.
So, but here's the thing. Do you know it cost $28 million
Yeah.
to take a ride with at least Richard Branson?
Yeah.
In his. So
Same thing with Bezos.
Oh, really?
It's
yeah.
crazy. But
So
that cost should come
a
down.
10-minute ride is $28 million. Imagine the people you could feed.
There you go. The
You know,
schools.
imagine the things you could do.
The schools you could build.
Wow.
Imagine, gosh, helping people on Earth
Yeah.
instead of feeding your colossal ego.
Yeah.
You know what? I would have signed that petition. 165,000 people that signed a petition for him to stay in space. Not for him to incinerate, but to stay in space.
I was going to say, that's a little rough. We don't want the guy to blow up.
No, it was just a petition for him
But-
to, it was tongue-in-cheek,
It's
obviously.
kind of like those guys from Superman. They disappear into that little thing.
The Phantom Zone.
The Phantom, that thing that they squish their heads in.
It looked like a record album.
Yeah, a record album.
Record
and
jacket.
Off they went.
Right.
That's what I wouldn't mind if that happened to him.
Poor Zod.
If Zod and the gang,
And
if they
Ursa.
just disappeared.
Zod and Ursa off into
Well,
space.
is
I
that all
forget the
you
third
have?
guy's name. That's all I got for news. So it is now time for Jen's news, and we're going to
It
introduce
is.
something in this podcast
This
that's
is
brand new.
Yes, and it's America's favorite segment. They've let me know this, all 5 of them. Okay, and so
The 3 networks right now. The 3 networks.
America's favorite segment.
They're all coming after this.
They are.
the
Now,
big
listen,
3.
I hate the kazoo when I do the
You
segment.
what, the kazoo?
I dislike the kazoo.
There we
I'm
go.
sorry.
That's
I
all right.
dislike. Even I find it irritating. So I thought I'd soften it up because I see your response sometime.
I want ice cream. Ice cream man's coming.
It's time for Jen's news. Here we go. Ooh, that scared me. Na, na. There's my sock monkey. Did you like that better?
It's not a weasel. It's a sock monkey.
It's a sock
so
monkey.
pop goes the sock monkey.
It's
Jock in the box.
Yeah, there it is. So this is actually a Christmas gift from 3 years ago. It has a very important
very
place
nice.
in my home.
It's very nice.
I love this, so I brought it to. So there's the new Jen's.
Go back in there. Go back in there until the next podcast.
There.
All right, I like that. All right. It's
Well,
resisting.
there, he
Yeah,
wants to stay.
okay.
All right, so listen, I've got it. That's it. So that's Jen's new theme song.
He can stay.
All right, so we've got another shark story for you today. I've been talking about this for years, though. This is one shark story I'm so glad about. The Fairhaven town officials have confirmed that the North Atlantic Monster Shark Tournament has been canceled.
Good.
Yes, they canceled it less than a week before it was set to kick off at the West Island Marina. Now, here's the reason why people are so angry, and I've been angry about this over the years, because they kill these animals. So who can go out and get the biggest shark, and then you see the pictures, they hoist them up, and then they win prizes. Organizers notified the town on last Friday, canceling the harbor master detail ahead of the July 22nd start date. Now, there's no mention of the cancellation on the tournament website, Ron, but the people that put over $1,000 as an entry fee in, they're going to get their money refunded. And people have been saying, again, for years and years, that this is a barbaric event. It didn't make any sense. And this all began in 1987 on Martha's Vineyard, drawing spectators from across North America. This is a huge, huge event.
It's over.
Thousands and thousands. It is, but it's over. And I'm so glad about that. Now, here's what I'm also super happy about. Just as much as the shark story. Guess what's happening at Disney World?
It's the most magical place on earth.
It is. Welcome, dreamers.
Welcome,
I
dreamers.
like that.
I don't mind. That don't care about that.
Animatronic Biden is joining the Hall of Presidents at Disney World. The attraction has been closed for several months because they're getting animatronic Biden ready because that's what they do. He's the nation's 46th president. Donald Trump, by the way, is going to be relocated to another spot. Biden's going to be slid right in to where he's been standing. And Disney World officials are saying that they're putting the finishing touches on the animatronic Biden replica ahead of its debut next month at the Magic Kingdom. Guess what he's going to... So he's going to be standing there. Next to him, he's going to have peach blossoms. And then also on a table, there's going to be a pair of aviator sunglasses because that's his trademark, eyewear.
Yeah.
So what is he going to be doing or saying? Well, actually, they're saying, he's going to recite the presidential oath of office. But what else? Well, we'll let you know because they're still working on it.
Okay.
Which is a great segue for me to say, hey, guys, on our Facebook page, Ron and Jen's Great Escape, we're going to be posting this story. And also, you can go there and we're going to be asking the question. We're asking the question, what do you want to see Biden say? What kind? Which one? Hey, I like your barrettes. Or come on, what was that?
Come on, Chuck, stand up.
Chuck.
Oh, what am I thinking?
Yeah, the poor guy in the wheelchair. Which greatest phrase from Joe Biden over the years do you want him to be saying?
A Biden boner is what we're looking for.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
I do know what you're saying. So that's kind of interesting. And then finally,
wait a minute before you go.
Yes.
Before you let go of that. That's why I have this on. This is the last half marathon I ran at Walt Disney World, during which it was very warm. You always go into the Hall of Presidents just to escape the heat.
While you were running?
No.
Oh, I didn't know if you did Rosie Ruiz.
No, you do run by it, though, on the
do.
course. But, when you were just a spectator and you're hitting the Magic Kingdom, that's a great place to escape the heat, because it's nice and strong AC. So I saw the Trump animatronic.
Oh, that's right, you
up
did.
Up close and personal. Doesn't even remotely look like him. But when they introduce him, he does this.
That's so funny.
So,
I mean, that's
hey, man.
So here's the thing, though. There's a rumor going around that Trump doesn't look like Trump because they were actually working on who they thought would win, which was not Trump.
It was Hillary.
Was Hillary's, but they had to sort of fix Trump, so they put the wig on him and a suit coat and rolled him out.
I heard this rumor.
Is that true?
I heard this rumor, too. And I just laughed at it I laughed about it when I first heard it. But then when I went and actually physically saw the animatronic of Trump, I'm like, there might have been some credence to that rumor because it looks.
Well, we'll post a picture
creepy.
of Trump too. How about that?
It's freaking creepy.
Well,
all right, we move on.
We do move on. And finally, an Oklahoma woman, Ron, was arrested after commenting on a police department's Facebook post about her being accessory to murder. Check this out.
Great.
The Tulsa Police Department posted on Facebook. They have a most wanted person of the week. Authorities were asking the public to help locate Lorraine Graves after detectives suspected that she was involved in the killing of Eric Graves on March 13th. So less than 3 hours later, guess what happened? There was a reward, by the way. This lady... She comments, where's the reward money at? And on Friday, the Tulsa Police Department announced on Facebook that Graves, because of that post, was arrested later that afternoon in North Tulsa by the Fugitive Warrants Unit. So anyway, that's it. She's been charged with murder, but she was looking for reward money.
Yeah, she ain't going to get it. I can tell you that. Now, so who's the bigger brouillon? Is she the bigger brouillon or is Bezos? I think they're both brouillons.
Wow, that's a close one. I think, though, if you're that stupid and you're gonna, contact the police department when you're wanted for murder, looking for reward money, I think she wins.
Yep, she wins.
I think so. That's it. That wraps up another fine edition of Jen's News. So let me know at jenbrien@rocketmail.com if you like the sock monkey or the kazoo better.
And also check out our Facebook page.
Yes.
As to which of the most ridiculous things Joe Biden has said in his career. My God, the list just goes on and on.
You got a cornucopia of things
you
that
do.
he said.
Plus, you have a lot.
Yeah, that too.
Some of the stuff that's trending today, did you see this? That it looks like conspiracy theories are stopping people from getting the COVID vaccine because some people actually believe there's a microchip inside.
They do.
So those are the same people who probably believe that it was Hillary Clinton being designed first.
They do.
And also, lipstick sales have jumped up as mask mandates wane.
Oh.
And socializing begins once again. So people are sprucing up. I guess.
Yeah, so now it's the teeth we're getting fixed, and of course that's the natural progression. You get the lipstick, but remember, do this when you put lipstick on, because there's nothing worse than hooking up. You know, you go to meet somebody for lunch and you're with Thelma, and Thelma smiles and she's got pink toothpaste. And you don't want to be that person that says, Thelma, honey.
Go like
Thelma, that's awful. Go take a peek-see in your compact, because you're hurting.
And maybe to get that artichoke spinach dip going on too.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No,
so
you don't want to do that. I got a couple of food things. Oh, actually, you know what?
Yes.
Here's one other trending thing.
Yeah.
Because you and I do suffer from allergies.
Wallet Hub?
No, we suffer from allergies. This is Sleep Advisor. And no,
Okay.
this is serious. This is legit.
All right.
They say, shh, now take it seriously.
Okay, I got to take it seriously.
Yep.
So here it's my
All right.
serious face.
You shouldn't sleep with a fan on overnight during a heat wave. Now, how are you supposed to stay cool if you don't have AC?
Ron, I always do.
I know. But apparently, experts say that if you have allergies or asthma, sleeping with a fan on can end up circulating pollen and dust. They tell you to take a close look at your fan. It's been collecting all kinds of particles, right? And it flies off the blades.
That's true.
So clean it off, I guess, if you want to use it overnight. And it can even make your muscles tense up and cramp, apparently.
Yeah, I mean...
So clean it.
Listen, yeah, you know what? Here's what I do. I do two things. I lint roll. I know that sounds crazy. Lint roll your box fan on the outside. You will not believe how much, you can't see it, how much hair. If you have females or anybody in your home with long hair, whatever the case is, and then you take a shop vac. And then I vacuum the front, I vacuum the back, and twice a year, I take the whole thing apart and clean the blade at the beginning, at the end of the season.
Dust.
You have to.
Dust.
If you don't, that's disgusting.
And dust some
and
more.
if you have animals, it's even more disgusting.
Yeah, big time.
What's in there? Yuck.
I remember when, from our prior podcast, we talked about the S&H Green Stamps and the Redemption Center.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned to you during the podcast, and we actually supered it up there. If you view us on YouTube, you can see the super, that there were two other types of trading stamps that people collected here in the Ocean State. And they were both at the A&P. And that's where we used to frequent. My parents used to frequent the A&P in the bucket. They gave out plaid stamps and then eventually gold bond stamps. I don't remember where the Redemption Center was for those, though. Just S&H, which was right on the line in Pawtucket.
Couldn't you
in
mail it
Providence.
in to get a prize?
I think we might have done that. You know, there's 600 books for an ashtray.
Yeah,
one of
it's
those
so
deals.
awful. I mean, that's again, that. And people would say, and these days people say, "Oh, the good old days."
They all talk like that too. It's amazing.
Actually, they sound like this. Hey, John,
It's amazing. Just
Yes.
amazing how they all
so
sound
awful.
like that.
But I mean, if you say, "Oh, back in the day," or I like that better.
You old fart.
Yeah, you're triggering somebody. I mean, somehow people are getting triggered by this. But there was just a lot of really simple things that we used to do back then, like drink out of a garden hose and not have cell phone. What are you looking at?
You old fart. What's wrong with you?
I am an old fart. I've crossed over.
What's wrong with you?
I have
What's wrong with
crossed
you
over.
remembering warm things?
You can't say you remember your Nana's pie. You can smell it through the breezeway, because somehow that's what I don't know.
My
Mom.
grandmother was a horrible cook, so it doesn't make
Really?
any difference.
Oh,
no.
come on.
You don't want to smell my grandmother's pie through the screens.
What
Believe
was
me.
her signature dish? Everybody had one.
Marlboros
Oh,
and Narragansett
they were
beer.
a lot cheaper back then.
And Narragansett beer.
Hey, God bless her. That a girl.
That's why she talked like this.
That's what I'm talking about.
that, yeah.
How long did she live? To be 100?
I think 80s.
Oh, good for her.
Maybe early 80s, something like that.
That a girl.
Sports, real quick.
Yeah.
We don't know when this thing posts. It's the Olympics either are they kicked off, they're underway, or they're canceled.
Yeah.
All of the above. I don't know.
Somebody said that they would not be surprised. Well, we did on the last podcast, I think, but that they're anticipating them being canceled because the numbers keep rising.
It's a possibility.
COVID
And the Olympic
cases.
Committee is keeping the door open on
Yeah.
that. Closing the door on sex, but keeping the door open on cancellations. What do you think is the most popular Olympic sport in the Summer Games, according to YouGov?
Oh, if it's not soccer, I don't know. I would think swimming.
Sure you do. No. Artistic gymnastics.
Oh,
They
I
like to
forgot
watch
about that
at
stuff.
39%. And synchronized swimming cracks the top 10 at 11. 11% people say, I love that synchronized swimming.
I don't.
this,
I don't.
like this.
You can watch that for 10 minutes. And then, the things that they do, though, they must have some seriously strong legs. They must
And
they
lungs.
Must do, yeah. Wow. They must do a lot of, what are those things? that
Kicks.
No, not kicks.
I don't know.
I'm doing when you're on one of those exercise machines.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
Whatever,
about.
leg extension.
Yeah,
There you go, Jen.
All right, leg
What
extensions.
the hell?
What the hell is going on here? And
legs.
another thing too
Yes.
from our previous podcast, you couldn't come up with this dude's name, the individual who terrorized Central Europe for all of those
I
for all
remember.
of those years. That dude,
Attila the Hun.
right? That dude is Attila the Hun.
But I said it wrong. One day at lunch,
No,
he
everybody,
corrected me.
no, everybody pronounces it Attila, but it's actually the real pronunciation. I found out years later is Attia.
See,
But let's stick with Attila.
this is how our lunches go. We'll sit there and I'll say something and he'll say, that's grammatically incorrect. Yes. And then I said the thing about the dude and you said, dude. He teased me and then he said, it's not Attila, it's Attia the Hun. I think, wow, since when did you get so smart?
424 AD.
You got wicked smart on me.
424 AD. By
Yeah,
the
he
way,
was going
for
all over killing
Attia.
people.
Yeah, you know what? He wasn't even 5 feet tall.
Really?
Yeah, he was
Well,
a little guy.
I saw him in a night at the museum. He looked like he was about 5'9".
Well, that's the interpretation. So, anyway, we're gonna do some food news here.
Yeah?
You're gonna do it.
I am?
Yeah, because I have to
Is
get
it
ready.
time?
It's almost time. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's it? Another fine... What episode is this?
We are on a roll. This is episode 25.
And they haven't canceled us yet.
Who's to cancel us? You know, who's going? Well, really, who's to cancel us?
I
You
don't
think the
know.
Federal Communication Commission is coming in
They
here?
might.
At least not yet.
They might.
I'm
I
here
don't-
from the government.
And I'm here to help.
Right. We know
Okay.
how that usually works
Wait,
out.
didn't we talk about this?
No, we talked about the guy who has created the flat hot dog.
Oh,
so,
I see.
So it's like you can put it on a hamburger roll,
Yeah.
which just makes perfect sense because the condiments stay on it. But the big argument has
Yes.
always been
Yep.
Ginger or Marianne. No, the big argument has always
That
been.
is a good
By the
argument.
way, Ginger.
I was right about this. Yeah, but
Ginger, any
she won't
day
be
of-
loyal.
There's how many people are on that island?
Well, yeah, I know, but she won't be loyal.
What
She's
you don't
just
think? You don't think Marianne's
she's a
going to be
little
spreading?
tramp.
You don't think Marianne's going to be spreading the word?
No, I think Marianne would be more, willing to make you a picnic and, be in love.
Ginger.
I don't know, though. I mean,
Ginger, ding, ding, ding,
the
ding.
National Hot Dog and Sausage Council. I wonder where that office is.
It's right next door to the American Egg Board.
That's right. And the North American Meat Institute. Wonder where that office is.
Meat.
Have laid to rest any argument about whether a hot dog is really a sandwich. And in short, guess what? It's not.
Tell us, Jen.
Yes, as we've said time and time again, a hot dog is not a sandwich. That from head honcho Eric Mittenthal. He said it is in a classification of its own that exceeds the sandwich category. Ooh, that's special. Americans have strong opinions about hot dogs, and here are some of the findings. 90% believe hot dogs should be eaten by hand. 57% believe that a hot dog is not a sandwich. 62% believe that hot dogs taste best at baseball games. That's what I'm talking about. They do. 61% believe hot dogs taste best outside of the home. 87% believe that hot dogs should be eaten off paper plates. And you should definitely use a napkin. What kind of questions are these? This is so. 33% think that the hot dog capital of the U.S. is New York.
Oh yeah.
I love New York.
Here's an
I don't
interesting
think
thing.
anybody's singing that song anymore.
No, not right now.
My
no.
God, you walk down the street and they hit you over the head with a concrete block for your lipstick.
But they'll roll out the barrel
Your
for you.
chapstick. They will. Well, this is obviously a passionate topic, and hot dogs can be prepared in millions of different ways that satisfy a huge number of budgets, tastes, personal preferences, and nutritional needs. Oh, and don't feel guilty about eating a hot dog. They're actually part of a healthy diet, with a standard beef hot dog containing 190 calories, 7 grams of protein, and 20% of the daily amount of vitamin B12. Thus ends another great podcast. Wait, we can't see. There we go. We will do this till next time. And hi to Jean in Canada, our biggest fan. We love you.
And to Gina in Washington D.C. too.
Oh, we miss Gina. I still want my chocolates. Remember she told me she was going to bring me some Swiss chocolates?
Oh yeah. I wonder what happened to the Swiss chocolates. Oh no, I know. She brought them. I got them. I ate them.
Yeah. Great.
I don't know.
Is it over?
It's not showing.
Oh, I'm holding the whoopee the wrong way. Or the opie. Well, because
Oh, I
this
know.
is such a great podcast.
No, I know what's going on.
It does. Maybe we should just keep going
No, it's
for another
it's-
3 days. Hey Jude.